to another Joe the Biker video blog. Today, I'm going to talk about how children become bullies. As I mentioned in my last video blog, children are not born bullies. Bullying behavior is developed in the early stages of life. There are 4 main reasons why a child becomes a bully. Inappropriate discipline, permissive aggressiveness, relationship with the primary caregiver, and finally, the temperament of a child. The topic I am going to talk about today is inappropriate discipline. I know this is a touchy subject with many parents because of many misconceived perceptions of its effectiveness. Many parents use corporal punishment as a nurturing tool because they learned from their parents how to raise a child. One practice is spanking. It is embedded in many cultures as a proper way to discipline a child. It has deep ethnic ties, some believing that corporal punishment is the proper way to rear a child. The old saying, spare the rod and spoil the child, still resonates as a standard of parental nurturing that many believe has a biblical reference. At first glance, you might think that this approach to discipline has merit, with ties even to our spiritual belief system. You would really have to research the Hebrew dictionary to discover that the word rod has several meanings and may be confused in its interpretation. Being of Polish heritage, I found myself at the end of my father's razor sharpening strap many times as a child. It was not one hit to get my attention. It was a barrage of swings leaving welts, bruises, and red marks. I am still haunted by those beatings. I love my father and understand today that he was doing what he believed was best. My father used the approach he learned from his father as a way to straighten us out. It may also explain why I became a victim of bullying and later had to deal with low self-esteem issues in my adult life. Research over decades in the fields of medicine, psychology, sociology, and education keep reinforcing the fact that corporal punishment is not an effective way of disciplining a child and has a negative impact on a child's development. Yes, spanking can be destructive. It can create a bully or create a potential victim to bullying who is taught to succumb to violence and keep silent. I only have time to explain a couple of reasons why a parent should not spank their children. The first reason is that a child will always mimic the behavior of their parents. They want to be like the person who cuddles them and gives them love. A child who is spanked learns early in life that the way to respond to someone who is not doing what they wish or not living up to their perceived expectations can be corrected by hitting. It also teaches them that it is all right for a bigger person to hit a smaller person in order to control their behavior. You may be saying that you spank your child because you love them and feel you offset those episodes with the many times you tell your child you love them. You might believe it outweighs the occasional physical discipline, but trust me, it doesn't. You could tell your child 100 times that you love them, but they will remember a spanking much longer than the accolade. Spanking creates fear and can have a long-term impact. Second, it can impact self-image. A child develops self-image from how their parents perceive them. Corporal punishment tells a child that they are bad, even if the words are not spoken, and subconsciously resides in their mind, impacting their self-worth. They get a confused message, especially in a young child who doesn't understand the reason for the punishment. The third, another consideration is the emotions involved around spanking a child. If you get angry and hit your child, they become to realize that when they are angered, they can strike back. You as a parent are a role model, and your actions are the first lessons a child learns on how to deal with conflict. Your behavior during correction demonstrates a foundation for them, which they will build on in the future. And fourth, spanking creates fear in a child of authority, which develops a barrier to a channel of communication. When children fear their parents or consequences, they learn to lie, to avoid a potential physical pain. Children are reluctant thereafter to communicate and express their intimate thoughts and emotions. This becomes problematic in a child's development, and they may be hesitant to tell a parent they are being bullied or express their emotions around the subject. Fifth, spanking can also increase bad behavior. A child thinks, as a result of being spanked, that they are not good, and therefore continues to behave inappropriately, satisfying their belief system. We want to correct inappropriate behavior and at the same time have a child feel good about themselves. We want them to feel remorse about their negative behavior, but still think that they are a person who has value. 6, spanking can lead to antisocial behavior, including lying, cheating, stealing, bullying, and hitting others. We want our children to be healthy and be socially acceptable, demonstrating positive values and convictions. Parents have a very important role in the developing of a child. As a parent, you are a teacher, and your words, actions, and approach to conflict is a resource in their development. They will reference that research each time they have to solve a problem. That's it for today. Thanks for spending some time with me. Remember, I encourage feedback and comments on my blog. I am happy to entertain questions that might help you nurture your children. You can always download my free Parent's Guide to Bullying at my site, www.joethebiker.com. Have a great day.